Yo, what's good out there, world? Welcome to part 2 of Trademark Sunday's Best, the prep edition, homemade lasagna. In part 1, I made the homemade meat sauce and I included some ground chicken, also some filet chicken thighs, and some chicken sausage. I cooked that overnight in my slow cooker on low for 8 hours, and now I'm ready to get to part 2 and get this lasagna together. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using for part 2 of Trademark Sunday's Best, the prep edition homemade lasagna. So let's get with the ingredients, what I'm going to need for Trademark Sunday's Best of Prep Edition Part 2 homemade lasagna. Of course, I have my meat sauce right here that I was talking about earlier, and I hope you watched that video on how I made it, but I cooked it in the slow cooker for 8 hours overnight on low. I have a 1 pound box of lasagna. I have a variety of cheeses. I have an Italian style cheese mix. I have a mild cheddar and Monterey Jack cheese mix. I have a pepper jack cheese and also a sharp cheddar cheese. I have my baking pan that I'm actually going to make the lasagna in. And right here, this big bowl is for me to take all the cheeses, mix it up, and then I'll just work from the bowl. So let's get started with this homemade lasagna made by Trademark from scratch. So I'm back. My noodles are done. I took them off the stove. I cooled them down in some ice water so it can stop cooking. So I actually cooked my noodles for like 10 minutes. You know, they really don't have to be like fork tender. You know, they just need to be pretty much like halfway done because the oven is going to do the rest of it. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is put my first layer of sauce on. It don't have to be heavy. It's just something to really just coat the bottom of the pan to keep your lasagna noodles from sticking, but you want to make sure you coat the entire pan. There's really no need to put it like no meat and all that down there. And that's why I'm getting ready to take this piece of chicken out. And now I'm going to put my first layer of lasagna noodles down. I put my first down, and when you put your second down, make sure that you overlap your first noodle. You don't want them directly side by side. You want them to be overlapped. And I'm going to do that with the rest of the lasagna noodles. And also make sure your hands are clean. So now I got to find a piece to stretch across the bottom. I might have to break it. I do, but it's all good. So now I have all my first layer of noodles laid down. So now I'm ready to go in with some meat sauce. Now this time I'm going to be generous with the meat. Trademark like to be generous with his meat and give you as much as I can. But I'm going to want to make sure that when I put the meat sauce in, I want to keep it even as possible. So as I'm laying it down, I'm making sure that it's even and I'm not trying to like throw it all up in one place. So now I'm going to even it out. And I'm now going to add some shrimps. I know I didn't even mention this at first, but I went on to just cook a couple shrimps in. I'm going to put probably about 4 or 5 pieces of shrimp down. And next I'm getting ready to go in with some cheese. And remember, I mixed all my different cheeses up in a bowl. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want. You can use cottage cheese, ricotta cheese. You know, lasagna is really what you make it. You know what I mean? So let me throw some cheese. So now I'm just going to repeat the steps again. I'm putting the lasagna on. I'm making sure that my lasagna is overlapped. And I found the perfect pieces to fit down the bottom. Let me get that together. There you go. Go in with some more meat sauce. And again, make sure that it's even. Be generous, but just don't make it sloppy and lumpy. Make sure it's even. Spread it out if you need to. And then after I put this last little bit down, spread it out, and I'm going to go back in with some shrimps. This is going to be delicious. And then, again, repeat the steps. I'm going to put some cheese up on it. And after I put a nice amount of cheese up on it, make sure it's spread evenly. And I'm going to go in with some noodles. Now, this is where a lot of people do their lasagna different. A lot of people use their noodles as the last layer and they just throw some cheese up on it. But if I have some meat left, I'll go ahead and add some more meat and throw some cheese up on there. And I don't put another layer, and I just let that be my last layer. I gotta switch that one out. Yeah. Boom. That's all good. Make sure everything is just covered before I put this last layer. And like I say, my last layer is going to be meat sauce and cheese. So here we go. I'm getting this last layer up on here. And I'm not going to actually put it in the oven tonight. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let everything just marinate in there together. And I'll put it in the oven tomorrow. Now, you see me working with my hands a lot, but remember, trademark hands are always clean, and I'm cooking for my family, you know. Now, if you was coming over my house, I'd probably put some gloves or something on. Damn, it's going to be good. I got to get all this meat on here. And I'm going to put some more shrimps. This is like the last of the shrimps. Probably about 4 or 5 of them. Put the shrimps on like that. You know what I mean? I had to take the little ends off. I normally try to do it before I make it, but I just went on and cooked it. Get this last layer of cheese on here before I put it in the refrigerator. I can't wait till tomorrow, man. And this is really about it. Spread my cheese, and it's done. I mean, make it look neat. I'm going to put some aluminum foil over this and put it in the refrigerator.